Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Paul at the library, and I'm here today with Crystal Johnson, who is the Garland County Extension Agent with the Family and Consumer Sciences and SNAP Ed program. And she's here today to share some tips on how you can focus on healthy, low-cost meal planning, and she's got a little demonstration for us. And she was nice enough to drop off some tips printed out here at the library, as well as a recipe, and you can come pick those up at the library. And I hope you enjoy her presentation today. So welcome, Crystal. Thanks for being here.
Hello, thank you for having me today. Okay, so today I will be preparing taco soup, which is a family favorite of ours. It's a very simple recipe. It uses minimal ingredients, probably most of the things that you already have on hands at home. And then I'm also going to be talking a little bit about some kitchen tips and ways to help you with shopping and ways that you can shop smarter and use your money a little wisely at the store. So let me go ahead and start with the recipe and what ingredients you'll need for it. You'll need 1 pound of lean ground beef and 1 medium onion diced, 1 can of 28-ounce crushed tomatoes, 1 can of 8-ounce of tomato sauce, 1 15-ounce can of kidney beans drained and rinsed, and then 1 15-ounce can of black beans also drained and rinsed, and 1 15-ounce can of corn drained, and 1 package of taco seasoning. So in a large saucepan, you're going to saute your meat and onions. I actually cooked my meat first, and then I went back and sauteed my onions and added them in together just because I didn't feel comfortable cooking raw meat with my onions. And then I drained it, and you want to drain the fat off, and that helps in taking off a few more calories as well as the extra fat in the meat. You then will add in the tomatoes. So let me adjust my camera here a little bit, and you can see what it's going to look like. Now, it may look a little different here because I'm in my office. I'm not actually in a kitchen like you would normally be at home, of course. So I have my meat and the onions already in my pan here, and I have my burner here. So let me get it heated up and going so it can go ahead and start warming up my meat. I'm going to go ahead and put in the can of crushed tomatoes. And then I'll go ahead and add in my tomato sauce as well. It's just a small can of tomato sauce. And I actually got the no salt added just to help in decreasing the amount of sodium in the recipe. And then I will add in the black beans. So I have drained them and rinsed them. This is kind of a simple one-pot meal that you can make in just a few minutes if you're in a hurry or you have plans for the evening. And it goes a long way. So the actual recipe, yields about 4 to 6 servings. So for my taco seasoning, I also use the 30% less sodium. So that will also help in decreasing the amount of sodium in it as well. So this is my taco seasoning that I'm adding in now. And then the last ingredient is whole kernel corn. And I also used no salt added with it as well. Okay, so you will actually let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Once you have all your ingredients in and mixed together. And the reason why you drain your canned vegetables is to help in reducing the amount of sodium and preservatives that they used in canning the food items, so that it will be less sodium in the recipe as well. So as we know, if we have too much sodium or salt in our diet, it can increase your blood pressure and cause you to develop hypertension, which could lead to stroke or heart attack. So we definitely don't want those things to happen. So making small little changes in the way that you prepare your foods can help and make a big difference in your diet as well as your health. So as Paul mentioned, I am the Family Consumer Science County Extension Agent here in Garland County. I am actually the SNAP Ed agent. So my job is 100% SNAP nutrition. So I do nutrition classes with adults and youth throughout the county, in the schools, at different agencies and places like the county library and churches and different organizations that I'm able to work with that meet the SNAP guidelines. So I'm going to turn my camera back up just a little bit so you can see me speaking to you. And I'm going to continue to stir this while it's heating up. Do we have anyone that's ever tried taco soup before? Do you have like a chat section or anything on here, Paul? Or are they able to speak? I like to get a little interaction from my audience when possible. Okay, so I'm setting my timer here on my burner so it will keep me on track. I apologize, there's a fan on it, so that's what that noise is. If you're hearing a lot of extra noise or anything. Okay, so while that is cooking and steaming, I will, simmering, I'm sorry, go ahead and talk to you a little bit about different ways that we can shop a little smarter at the store. So before you go shopping, you want to make sure and plan for your week. So planning your meals and your menu and your snacks for your family is important and can help you save a lot of money with your budget. Um, Also preparing in advance. That way you know what you need and you can use leftovers for some of the meals, and that will also help in saving time and on your budget too. As we all know that we're busy, no matter what our schedules look like, no matter what we're doing. So the best way that you can save time and money can help us all and be a benefit to everyone. So it's also important to use like the store circulars. You can go online and use their apps, look for coupons and different specials that they may be offering throughout the week. And also, you can easily get pretty good discounts on some items that maybe go on sale occasionally or that you use on a regular basis, and that can help. You could stock up on those items and use them to keep in your pantry for when you do need them. Also, for added savings, you can sign up for like a store discount card or bonus card. Some of the local stores here, I know that they offer those programs, and just don't be tricked by them in spending too much just because it is on sale or you see that there is a special if you don't really need it. Only buy what you need. And the best advice that I can give about shopping and going to the store for sure is to make sure and not go to the store hungry, because you might end up taking home a lot more than you had initially planned and spending a lot more than you needed to. And it could really affect you later on in the month when you really need the money. Okay, so while you're shopping at the store, you want to make sure and have something, like I said, something to eat before you go. You can stick to your list a lot better that way. You won't be enticed to buy things that you see that are on special or maybe that are new that the store is trying to promote. And also, a lot of times the stores will put things on the end caps to attract you to buying those things, and you probably don't really need them. So, but if it is something that you need and it is on sale, then go ahead and take advantage of that special or that sale. Also, it's okay to try store brands. Name brand is not always the best option. For some things, it might taste better than the store brand or off brand, but usually they taste about the same. The main difference is that the cost of the item and what you're wanting will be different. And sometimes store brand versus name store brand versus name brand, there could be a difference in the nutritional value, so make sure and check those food labels as well. So one of them might have more calories or more carbohydrates if you're trying to watch your sugars. If you're living with someone that has diabetes, you definitely want to take those things into consideration as well. Also, compare products for the best deal. Just because it is on sale may not mean that it is the best option or the best of value, because another item that is regular price, that is the store brand or off brand, might actually end up being cheaper. So you definitely want to check unit prices as well. And by that I mean checking how much it costs per ounce or per pound, the amount, and there's usually unit prices on the tags underneath the items on the shelves. Also, it's important to check the sell by or use by dates. You don't want to buy things that are about to expire if you're wanting them to have an extended shelf life, or if you know that you're not going to use them right away before they expire. This can definitely cost extra money in the long run and be a bigger expense, so it can be a big waste. Also, you want to try to buy the freshest food as possible. And you can go to the USDA.gov website for a lot of more information on food safety, and there's all kinds of fact sheets there that you can find on food labeling and product dating and different things like that that can be helpful too. So after shopping, you've purchased all the items that you need. You're headed home. So make sure that you store your food right away and putting it in the refrigerator or freezer as it needs to be. Don't leave it out on the counter, or don't forget to leave it in your car, especially in this Arkansas heat. That could be a big food safety no-no and issue, because we don't want anyone to get sick. So make sure that it is fresh and safe as possible. And then if you do buy a large amount of food, such as meat or poultry or fish, you can divide it up into different serving sizes for each meal into packages, and make sure that you label them, put the date on it, and that way you'll know whenever you get ready to pull it out of the freezer, when you put it in there and how fresh it is, and how soon you do need to use it before it does spoil or anything. Another thing is that it's recommended that you don't keep foods for more than a year over more than a year in the freezer. That also goes for your if you're doing home food preservation items, you don't want to keep them for more than a year as well. So for their best nutritional value and food safety in that case. Also, use foods that have the earliest expiration date first. So you might want to put them on the front if you're trying to organize your pantry, and that way you'll know that you need to use it before the older dated ones. Okay, so things that you can do for best buys for cost and nutrition, such as your breads and grains. You want to choose whole grain breads. Look for bargains on like maybe day-old varieties. You could buy regular brown rice or old-fashioned oats and grits instead of instant varieties, and that can help you save money. It's also less sugar, salt, and less calories usually. As far as your vegetables, you can buy large bags of frozen vegetables. And when choosing your canned vegetables, look for low sodium or no added salt, like I mentioned in preparing this recipe today. And those are usually mentioned on the label on the item. And you can also look at the food label on the side or the back of the package or can. As far as your fruits, you can also buy fresh fruit when it's in season. It does generally cost less when it is in season. Same goes for your vegetables. So make sure to visit the local farmers markets and local producers, and so that you can get your fresh fruits and vegetables. During this time of year is a great time to take advantage of those fresh items. Also, you can use canned or frozen fruits and vegetables year-round. So those are things that you can keep in stock and on hand so that you'll have it when you need it. And they have very similar nutritional value to the fresh as well. As far as your dairy and milk products, you want to use low-fat or fat-free. So buying low-fat or fat-free milk, yogurt, and cheese in the largest size that you can use before it starts to spoil. Larger containers cost less per serving than smaller sizes do. And also using ultra pasteurized milk found on store shelves has a longer expiration date, and it won't spoil as fast. So meat and beans, dried beans and peas are a good source of protein and fiber in our diet. You want to use those often in preparing your meals. You can have like a meatless Monday and have like just bean burritos or some type of salad, and you can add beans into it and just leave the meat out, and that can be your meatless meal for the week. Also, using canned tuna and make sure that it's packed in water rather than oil. It has less fat in it, and it's a healthier protein choice. Light tuna also has less mercury than the white tuna. And of course, there's also USDA nutrition assistance programs that can help you in making ends meet, besides the SNAP nutrition, supplemental nutrition assistance program, which that's what SNAP stands for. There's also, of course, WIC for women. If you have children or infants that are under the age of 5, women are eligible to apply for that. And then also, if your kids are in school, the school nutrition programs. And then there's also emergency food assistance programs. And you can easily find out about all of those through the Department of Health and Human Services office. Okay. So before you go to the store, I'm going to back up a little bit here. Make sure that you make out a list. Write things down as you use them, and you know that you need to buy more if it's something that you use on a regular basis. So that way that you'll know that you'll need to buy it next time that you go to the store. Try not to go to the store every day. That can get pretty costly. So plan out for the whole week at all possible, and cut your trips down to maybe once or twice if at all possible, every 1 or 2 weeks. And also, with everything going on with COVID, that can help in preventing and helping, and anyone to get exposed, the less that we're out and in public and everything. So let me see if there's a few other things that I wanted to mention. Growing your own garden is another great option. If you're able to plant your own garden, have your own fruits and vegetables, like if you have fruit trees or fruit bushes in your yard, that's another great way to save money on your food budget. You can get really creative in using recipes and doing different things to prepare them. Also, you could always share it with other family members and friends if you do have an abundance amount, if you're not able to use it all, or preserve it safely, such as freezing or any other type of method in some cases. As we all know, money is tight for everyone in most instances. So if you can save on your grocery bill each week, that's a great way that you can use your money towards other things that your family needs. And eating healthy, it may seem like it's really expensive with the way that the food cost is going up and the things that are recommended to eat that are healthier. But if you plan it out and you really shop wisely, you can eat healthy on a budget.
Hey there, Crystal. Sorry I wasn't able to respond to you earlier. I had a little webcam resetting issue myself. Are you ready to take a couple questions?
Sure.
Okay. Whitney asked, should I buy store brands or name brands?
Okay. Like I mentioned, it's really a personal choice in what you want to buy. But most of the time, the store brand is going to be cheaper than the name brand. But like I said, make sure to check the unit prices on the tags underneath the items on the shelves to see which one really is the best value for what you're shopping for.
And the other question from Laura, is it better to eat a few bigger meals or more smaller meals?
Well, everyone is different. All of our schedules are different. Our bodies are different. So you need to do what is best for you and your family. Of course, eating in moderation is recommended for everyone. We don't want to overindulge and eat too much or waste food by preparing too much and not able to eat it before it goes bad. And so it is kind of recommended that you do eat smaller meals throughout the day, maybe your regular 3 regular meals and then a snack kind of in between so that your body is staying fueled with energy and the nutrition that you need through your food and diet. And also incorporating physical activity and exercise in your diet is very important too. So adults, we need about 150 minutes of exercise each week. So you could break that down into like 10-minute segments throughout the day, and you can get that in really quick. Even if you're just exercising about 30 minutes a day, you can get that 150 minutes in really quick throughout the week.
And those are our live questions right now.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
I will say that September is National Chicken and Rice Month. So those are 2 of the major foods, of course, that we grow here in Arkansas. If you didn't know that, that's a fun fact I wanted to share with you. Arkansas is one of the biggest producers of rice, not only in the nation, but in the world. If you've ever been through Stuttgart and that area over there, the Prairie Grove area, you've definitely seen the rice fields and that part of the state in the Delta. So it is not only for food production, but it's also the ag industry and business and provides a lot of jobs for people in Arkansas too. So you're helping to support our state too.
Absolutely. Well, why don't you give them a reminder where they can contact your organization or find out more info if they want to learn more?
Sure. So you can go to our website, which is www.uada.edu/Garland, and that is our county website. If you go to the regular website, leaving the Garland part off, there's lots of information on there as well. Lots of nutrition, helpful hints on different ways to prepare food, keeping your food safe, such as like a power outage or different things like that. If you're interested in food preservation or canning your own food at home. And then, of course, all the other programs that we offer through Extension. I do have a Facebook page if you want to follow it. And I usually will post some recipes and different things on there. Also information or pictures from different programs that I've presented, throughout the week too. And if there's anything coming up that we can share about the SNAP nutrition programs. So you can find it at UADA, Garland County FCS. Let me double check and make sure. It's kind of long, so I always forget. Yeah, UADA, Garland County FCS /Crystal D. Johnson, and it's SNAP Ed. So if you would like to follow that page, I would love for you to. And like I said, there's more information on there. And with the SNAP program, like I've mentioned, I do programs within the schools and at different community centers around the county. And of course, like with the county library, I was able to do this program today. So we'd love to do them in person if at all possible, but in some situations we do have to do the virtual. And so this is another great way for you to learn and get involved. And I certainly appreciate you for letting me present today.
Yeah, absolutely, and hope to have you back. We've had Allison Crane, who you work with, on quite a few times, and she's done some bread making programs, and those were pretty popular. So especially bread, everyone loves to make bread right now. But yeah, I love working with you guys, and thanks for dropping off these handouts, which everyone can come pick up at the library. We'll have them on the table if you haven't already got one. And anything else? I'll give you an opportunity if there's any final remarks you want to make.
Not that I know of. The soup will be finished here in just a few minutes, so I think it will turn out great.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, and we have that taco soup recipe here as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I did forget to mention that you could add like cheese or sour cream for extra toppings on it. You can eat it like with tortilla chips, or you could eat it with cut up vegetables to get in more vegetables, such as like sweet peppers, and you could use those instead of chips as well. You could also add like olives or avocados or other vegetables like that too.
Yeah, just add as much as you can for all the flavors.
Yes, you're covering all your food groups there.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you once again, and thank everyone for tuning in, and eat right.
Okay, thank you.